Hi everyone, this is Gail McGovern and I have the privilege of serving as the President and CEO of the American Red Cross. I am very sorry that I can't be with you in person, but I'm thankful that I can at least speak to you virtually to express my deep appreciation for all that you do to support us. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share my profound gratitude for your incredible generosity to help those we serve. Without a doubt, I can say the last 2 years have been the most challenging during my tenure at the Red Cross. We've dealt with unprecedented disaster activity, civil unrest, seemingly constant and urgent need for blood, and of course the pandemic. But despite the challenges we faced, I continue to be amazed by our Red Cross community. Time and time again, you've stepped up to alleviate suffering in the face of emergencies. In December, when deadly tornadoes tore through Kentucky and 4 other states, our teams wasted no time getting to the affected areas to provide food, water, safe shelter, and care for all who needed it. And hundreds of volunteers selflessly worked through the holiday season. All year, disasters seemed to be constant, and so was the demand for blood and the need to provide it quickly and safely. During the waves of hospitalizations due to the pandemic, the demand for blood was erratic all year, and we were able to meet the needs of hospitals despite these challenges. Our blood donors are so generous and selfless, they never cease to amaze me. They are true humanitarians. And at the same time, we were working hard to fulfill the needs of our hospitals. Our biomedical team has been developing a brand new state-of-the-art cloud-based blood management system. And this system will revolutionize the way we collect and process blood. I'm proud to say that the Red Cross is embracing innovation and new technology across the other parts of our mission too. We're working more efficiently and effectively than ever before. We have new platforms for our military veterans and their families, for helping vulnerable communities to prevent home fires, and for providing first aid and CPR training to millions of Americans. The Red Cross is a 140-year-old American institution with a mission that hasn't changed, alleviating suffering in the face of emergencies. But the way we deliver that mission to bring comfort and hope to countless families and individuals has continued to improve and evolve in creative and innovative ways. This is possible because of our wonderful network of visionaries, colleagues, donors, and volunteers. And I am so very grateful that you continue to join us on this journey. Now more than ever, the nation and the world need the American Red Cross. And none of our life-saving work, none of it would be possible without you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you again for your steadfast support. Please enjoy this special program, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Dan Meisner. I'm the head of operations here at Siemens Energy in Painted Post. This year we have the honor of presenting the Emergency Medical Assistant Hero Award. On December 1st, a team of sheriff deputies and EMTs responded to a report of a tragic ATV accident involving 2 men in the town of Urbana. Working together to prevent future loss of life, the first responders descended to the bottom of an 80-foot ravine with medical equipment in tow and saved the life of a 62-year-old man who suffered multiple lacerations and broken bones in the fall. Sergeant Scott, Investigator Kennedy, and Investigator Brown provided medical aid at the scene, stabilizing the man before he was extracted by rope with the assistance of the Hammondsport Fire Department. Thanks to their quick thinking in the face of unthinkable odds, the man was airlifted to Strong Memorial Hospital in Rochester and was able to recover from his injuries. On behalf of Siemens Energy and the American Red Cross, we are honored to present this year's Emergency Medical Hero Award to Sergeant Brandon Scott, Deputy Thomas Nybeck, Investigator Christopher Kennedy, and Investigator Brandon Brown. Thank you all for your service and dedication.
was notified via 911 a report of a ATV accident.
We have quite a few steep ravines in our county. It's a pretty inaccessible terrain down into a gully embankment. We observed 2 individuals and subsequently initiated a response to that. Rope systems were needed. Myself and a state trooper initially went down and made contact with one of the patients that were at the bottom of the gully, began treatment, and then just due to the circumstances, the inaccessibility, and the need for a high-angle rescue, it takes a little bit of time to extricate those individuals.
Your initial thoughts are, yeah, we can get to them, but we can't make the situation worse by one of us getting hurt. Just trying to find that balance to, have the best result possible.
Just part of the job. It's what we do, and we went on with the rest of the night.
We're here to help out anybody who needs help, regardless of the situation.
Any member of the law enforcement community, fire, rescue, I think anybody would have done the same.
We used every resource available in Steuben County, the fire department, EMS, obviously law enforcement. It was all utilized perfectly in that incident.
Without the assistance of the local fire departments, their training, their experience, opportunities for a successful rescue, that we wouldn't have that opportunity. So we can't stress enough the importance of the volunteer service that's out here.
It's just a good reminder and a true testament to the power that working together gives, especially in today's world, that we need to hold that down together and stay humble. And we love this job, and we do it for a reason.
Hi, I'm Megan Piper. I'm a board member for the American Red Cross of the Southern Tier and a committee member for the Real Heroes event. For over 20 years, the teachers and staff at Gregg Elementary School in Corning have prepared blizzard bags for Corning Meals on Wheels. Blizzard bags are shelf-stable meals for seniors to have on hand in the event that deliveries are canceled due to bad weather. This past December, staff prepared and donated over 300 bags to local seniors in need. On behalf of the American Red Cross, I'm pleased to present this year's Community Service Award to Corning's Hugh Gregg Elementary School.
Over 20 years, Hugh Gregg School has been responsible for feeding many seniors on winter days. We have packed, in our estimation, over 4,300 blizzard bags in 20 years. And we've collected over $20,000 at our little school to donate to Corning Meals on Wheels, to purchase the food that goes in the bag, and then on top of that, making additional donations to help feed more seniors. We've also donated over $8,000 for that. One year alone, I think 2017, the highest amount of money that we collected here was over $1,500 in one season.
In 2002, we had a teacher here at Gregg School. Her name was Carm Bertrand, and she wanted to start a school-wide activity that would promote all students being involved in giving back at Christmas time. So the idea came about to provide blizzard bags to our senior citizens who are sponsored by Corning Meals on Wheels. We have a really great program that was started several years ago where older students partner up with younger students. So many of the classrooms will sit together and decorate the bags, but they will also get to go in and pack the bags together. And it's just a great opportunity for the kids to get together with their little friends and feel a part of. It's not only collecting the money, it's decorating and it's filling the bags. And it's really special.
Fundraisers and donations begin in schools for sure, but to keep one going for the period of time through staff members that have come and started it and gone, and to continue it beyond then is really special. I'm so proud to be connected to the legacy that has been created.
Hello, my name is Rich Marcellin, and I am the Division Safety Manager representing Corning Science and Technology Division. I would like to first thank the American Red Cross for the Real Heroes program that recognizes people making a difference in their communities. A commitment to helping and assisting others to improve our communities has been a hallmark since our country's founding. For our award recipient, it was an ordinary day having lunch with his work peers. It then changed suddenly when a fellow worker started experiencing breathing and choking symptoms. Immediately, the site emergency medical team were alerted to respond. While waiting for the emergency responders, it was apparent that the person was struggling to breathe. Our hero, going back to previous training he had taken, made a courageous decision to assist and perform the Heimlich maneuver. He was able to clear the obstruction, and by then, the emergency responders arrived to take over the medical situation. I am happy to say the person made a full recovery. On behalf of Coring Science and Technology Division and Charlie Craig, I am pleased to present this year's Workplace Safety Real Heroes Award to Callum Lewis. Congratulations.
We weren't at the time eating lunch together due to COVID restrictions. I heard a commotion and he stumbled into my area in my cubicle, hitting at his chest. He did not look good. He was already starting to turn blue at this point, but he had started trying to get it out himself at his desk. And then he had to make it 50 feet to get to me. So it was quite a shock there at first. But I had been trained at a previous employer's workshop through the Red Cross and was able to jump into action. I got up and told him to turn around. He turned around and I performed the Heimlich maneuver 6 to 7 times before it finally dislodged it. There are poles, like a fire alarm, several locations in this area, but there wasn't one immediately where we were. One of my coworkers sits on the other side of the cubicle wall from us, and he heard the commotion after I had started doing the Heimlich maneuver and was able to get the campus safety up here. I stepped outside of my comfort zone and outside of my daily procedures and what I need to do at work to help him, to save him. But he was very grateful after everything was settled down. I'm actually just really happy that it sparked some positive movements here at Corning and in our group. We're looking to do some more CPR trainings and first aid trainings inside our individual group, as well as the placement of more of the medical poles in the facility here.
Hello, my name is Guy Loomis and I'm the Director of Operations at Camera Manufacturing and Design located in Horseheads, New York. The award category is Military Hero and the recipients are Dennis Oliver and the Bath American Legion Riders. The Bath Legion Riders Post 173 actively celebrate Americanism through their participation in patriotic observances in their community. For the riders, that participation holds a special meaning as they regularly go above and beyond the call of duty to support members of the military, veterans, and their families. On behalf of Camera Manufacturing and Design and the American Red Cross, I am pleased to present this year's Military Hero Award to Dennis Oliver and the Bath American Legion Riders. Thank you.
I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I joined the Legion Riders at the outset. It's a great group of fellow veterans who appreciate serving our country, serving our flag. It's just a wonderful experience.
Considering we've just come off from 20 years of conflict, and we actually have the Bath VA Medical Center right here in our backyard, being a very rural area, sometimes it's hard to get the word out to the veterans and their families that, aren't necessarily in the cities where there's a lot of contact or, media that can do that. We ride for benefits. We try to do a lot of those every year. If we run into other veterans that are on the ride, or if we stop someplace maybe for lunch or whatever, we're always talking to the local communities.
So it gives us an opportunity to be there to support them.
So that's what I do for a living, is I take care of veterans. I was a veteran service officer for 15 years, and now I work for the New York State Division of Veteran Services. So that's that's my bread and butter. That's another avenue that's been very successful for us as writers.
Honoring our fallen soldiers is the highest honor we can do.
You can get in touch with the local VA Medical Center. You can call your local Veteran Service Agency. Every county has a Veteran Service Agency. The New York State Division of Veteran Services has offices all over the state.
It's really, really important to show our support and our allegiance to the American flag and to our country. We need to get that out to everybody to create a spirit of Americanism.
In the 140 years since Clara Barton founded the American Red Cross, people have come together in innovative ways to serve and provide hope during emergencies. In 1889, when floods displaced thousands of people in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Clara set up our first shelters with the help of just 50 volunteers. This laid the groundwork for the Red Cross to become a leading relief organization, which now helps millions of people every year across the globe. Clara also supported those serving in our country's armed forces. During the Spanish-American War in 1898, the Red Cross recruited nurses to care for the troops. Ever since, Red Cross volunteers have remained a constant presence. From helping a deployed service member return home during a family emergency, to providing virtual stress-relieving workshops. And our work hasn't stopped there. By 1914, we began empowering people with critical first aid and water safety skills. Over the past century, these skills have saved countless lives. Today, people have life-saving information to use at their fingertips through the free Red Cross Emergency app. We've continued to adapt in other ways too. In 1941, Dr. Charles Drew pioneered the country's first blood program through the Red Cross, which now supplies about 40% of the nation's blood. And during the coronavirus pandemic, Red Cross donors stepped up to support new programs like donating convalescent plasma for the most seriously ill COVID-19 patients. We're proud of all that our volunteers and donors have accomplished in the past 140 years, along with the work of today's volunteers to chart the path forward for future generations. Because while we can't stop emergencies from happening, we can help ensure that people never face them alone. Join us to provide relief and care wherever it's needed, today and for years to come. Visit redcross.org to learn more.
Good evening. I'm Zachariah Riley, Executive Director of the Southern Tier Chapter of the American Red Cross of Western New York. In times of disaster and a family's darkest hours, the American Red Cross has been there for more than 140 years. Whether fire or flood, a national blood shortage, or making critical connections to support our military members, veterans, and their families, our dedicated volunteers, who make up 90% of our workforce, are there to deliver help and hope each and every day. But their ability to do so is only possible through the generosity of people like you. Through your generous donation, we can help to provide hot meals to a family who's lost everything in the blink of an eye to a devastating fire, a crib for an infant in a Red Cross shelter in the aftermath of a disaster, or blankets to a family of 6, and no amount is too small. In a moment, you will be receiving a text message telling you how you can be a hero for our community by supporting the Red Cross. At any point during tonight's program, you can also text GIVE, G-I-V-E, along with the dollar amount to 76278 to make a donation, or visit redcross.org/RH Greater Corning. I want to thank all of our volunteers who make our mission work possible, and each of you for being a hero this evening through your support of the American Red Cross. Emergencies don't stop, and neither will we. Thank you for joining us to honor this amazing class of heroes, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Good evening. I'm Michael Strobel, Digital Sales Manager for Simmons Rockwell Auto Group, and I'm pleased to be able to present this year's Law Enforcement Hero Award to Officer Megan Cheresnowski. It was on a September day of 2021 that Officer Cheresnowski would go above and beyond the call of duty with courage and action to save a life in the village of Bath, New York. On what was her last day of field training before taking patrol, she noticed a pedestrian wearing headphones attempting to cross a busy intersection just as a fire truck was rushing to respond to an active scene. As attempts by others to alert the pedestrian were unsuccessful and out of view from the fire truck operator, Officer Cheresnowski bravely ran and tackled the pedestrian to get him out of the way of the oncoming truck and ultimately saved his life. It is because of this courageous and selfless act that on behalf of Simmons Rockwell Auto Group and the American Red Cross that I am honored to present this year's Law Enforcement Hero Award to Officer Megan Cheresnowski.
So there was a structure fire at one of the buildings in Bath, and it was fully engulfed. So there were fire departments from surrounding municipalities responding to help put out the fire. And it was actually my very last day of field training, which means it was my last day being supervised full-time by a field training officer. And it was mid-afternoon, rush hour traffic, if you will. And, everybody was traveling home from work, picking their kids up from school. So the intersection leading to the fire was insanely busy. So myself and my FTO and a few other officers were shutting down the intersection and directing traffic to allow the fire trucks to get through as quick as possible. And my field trainer had the intersection completely stopped because there was an oncoming fire truck going lights and sirens coming down the street to get to the fire. Right as the fire truck was approaching the crosswalk to take the right to get where they needed to go, a man wearing headphones stepped out into the crosswalk in the path of the fire truck. And the fire truck was going lights and sirens, but of course the man had his headphones on and he couldn't hear, and he was walking like a Sunday stroll in the crosswalk right as the fire truck was approaching him. Myself and fellow officers were screaming and waving our arms at him, trying to get to pay attention and to see, and he didn't. There really wasn't anything going through my head other than, if I don't do this, he's gonna die in front of all of these people. So I just ran over to him and I tackled him into the crosswalk, and I pulled both of us out of the crosswalk and onto the sidewalk. Any other officer in that situation, or any kind of situation like that across the country, would have done the same exact thing I did, and none of us would ask for recognition for it.
During this season of gratitude, the American Red Cross pauses to reflect and celebrate you. The generous blood and platelet donor who rolls up a sleeve to help ensure patients receive the gift of life and a chance to make new, unforgettable memories with family and friends. We honor you, the everyday hero who creates community by bringing us together safely to make a life-saving impact by hosting blood drives. Whether touching lives across town or across the country, you're making a world of difference. For your kind support and continued dedication to helping patients in need, from the bottom of our hearts, we say thank you for helping make each day a day of hope and Thanksgiving.
Good evening. My name is Linda Conway. I'm a volunteer with the American Red Cross Southern Tier Chapter in the Corning area. I would like to present to you the hero for the Fire Rescue Award, Pete Bierweiler and the Gang Mills Fire Department. I have had to lean on the fire department through personal tragedy and minor disasters at my house. So it is my honor and privilege to introduce Pete Bierweiler.
We currently have 33 all-volunteer members. We serve a large area of the town of Irwin, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We provide, obviously, fire and rescue services as well as some first responder EMS services. once you get the bug to help the people in your community, like Linda, and you bond with those people in the community, and you just want to continue to help.
When I worked for the Red Cross, that's when I met Pete and the firemen down here. And I knew that they're ready when needed. Well, the first time I really did need them was when my husband Dale had a heart attack. And I called 911 right away, and the guys were here before the ambulance. They're there in a moment's notice. If we ever, if any of us in this community need them, they're there for us. It so happened that my sub pump quit working and my basement filled with water. So I called 911 and the fellas came up with their pump and started pumping the water out.
So people call us when something's wrong, right? There's something bad going on. And all we're trying to do is go help our neighbors and make the situation either go away or make it better. Hope nobody ever has to call us again. Steuben County has 47 fire departments that are all just like ours. So it's just a bunch of a great group of individuals and people that want to help their communities. And they can all use help. Everybody needs more members and more help and more community involvement.
Hi all, my name is Ed Vanderbeck, President of XGen Pharmaceuticals, DJB. We at XGen are honored to be part of the 2022 Greater Corning Real Heroes Award presentations. Our category is Animal Rescue Hero Award, and our hero is Twiggy. When you hear the words animal rescue, one often thinks of a four-legged friend being taken out of harm's way. But in this instance, one very special canine was doing the rescuing. After the Steuben County Sheriff's Office received a report of a missing teen in the town of Corning, deputies wasted no time initiating a search. Canine Twiggy, alongside his handler, Deputy Thomas Nybeck, quickly located the teen in the woods at Spencer Crest Nature Center. Twiggy was named in honor of Army Sergeant Devin A. Snyder from Cohocton, New York, who was killed in action in Afghanistan in 2011. On behalf of XGen and the American Red Cross and Elway, we are pleased to present this year's Animal Rescue Hero Award to Twiggy.
Corporal Twiggy is 4 years old. He is a Belgian Malinois, and he is funded and founded by the Devin Snyder Foundation. I got a phone call from Corporal Hawk, responded with Corporal Twiggy, showed up on scene, and Corporal Hawk advised me what the incident was, that a juvenile had ran away. So Twiggy started tracking, and I advised Corporal Hawk that this is the last known direction of travel. So Twiggy takes me down in the woods. We go down in the woods and he starts alerting a little more on exactly what's going on. So when we get down there, Twiggy took us to the exact location. Corporal Hawk devised a plan of us going down kind of in a semicircle. So we go down with two other deputies on both sides, and the team ended up being down there. If I remember correctly, it was about 14 degrees out, but the juvenile was alert. Actually very thankful, obviously, because we had got there, found them. Obviously, I'm biased being a canine handler, but I believe that canines play a crucial role in law enforcement. Canines' noses, they're out of this world. Twiggy's able to locate and find things that you couldn't even imagine. We're inseparable. I work the night shift. You know, he's who I talk to at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, driving around this county and listening to 911 transmit these calls to me. A lot of them can be extremely dangerous, and he's my backup. All he wants is his toy and wants Dad to love him, and I can easily do that for him. He's my hero. I've been able to go home and see my daughters. I wouldn't have Twiggy without the Devin Snyder Foundation. I can't emphasize how much I love and respect what they have done for the foundation, for the Sheriff's Office, and just, having Twiggy. He's a good boy.
Good evening. I'm Nick Bond, Regional CEO for the American Red Cross of Western New York. On behalf of all of us, I would like to extend our congratulations to the 2022 class of our Greater Corning Real Heroes. Once again this year, the inspiring profiles you witnessed tonight helped to bring the amazing stories of each of our heroes to life. That is in no small part due to our media production partners at White Knight Productions and to WETM. Thank you both for your time and efforts in making tonight's entire production possible. I also want to recognize our Real Heroes Committee, particularly our event chair, Nancy Latour, and event specialist, Natalie Doler. For more than 140 years, the American Red Cross has continued to serve and give hope during life's emergencies. Last year, nearly 586 Red Cross volunteers in our Southern Tier region provided food and clothing, shelter and support to more than 420 families after 243 disaster events, including home fires and floods, provided safety preparedness education to 810 students through the Pillowcase Project, provided 805 case services to support our military members, veterans, and their families, and collected 34,571 units of life-saving blood from volunteer donors at 1,746 blood drives, hosted by the Red Cross and our community partners, and enrolled 10,058 individuals in life-saving training courses, including first aid, CPR, AED, and water safety. But we cannot continue our mission without your support. Each and every day, we rely on the generosity of the American public and heroes like you to deliver these vital services to our community. By now, you should have received a text with information on how you can be a hero for our community by supporting the Red Cross. Please take a moment to click on the link to make your gift now, or visit redcross.org/RH Greater Corning after tonight's show. Know that each and every dollar donated to the Red Cross helps to support our mission, and no gift is too small. On behalf of the American Red Cross, thank you for taking the time to join us this evening to celebrate all of our deserving heroes. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.